as we are going about, as I'm going about showing stuff to people because I don't want anything to get super overwhelming. Folks, as we get started, there's one more thing that I wanted to tell you, and that is for whatever reason, if you see my screen going off the rails, you're seeing weird stuff happening on my screen, or my computer restarts or anything like that, uh, don't worry about it. There is no ghost that has taken over. My computer usually have a lot of AI agents running. Basically, the computer that I use at home is not even mine. It's of my AI agents. Right? Today, it's a weekend. I'm here. So I basically thought I'll use this computer. I've been planning to get a Mac Studio, but like all of you guys know, it's out of stock everywhere. So I don't have an option other than using the same thing for both the work. This is usually my AI agents Mac. So there are chances that it will take over and do stuff that it should not be doing. And you might get paranoid. If that happens, funny, you know what to do. You can take over and get into it right away. All right. With that being said, I hope everybody is back from their break. I hope you guys had a great time in the first session. It's time for us to take it a notch up. And what we're going to do is we're going to get right into doing something all of us want to do. You know what that is? Let me quickly share my screen. We're going to build some freaking bots. How many of you guys are ready for this? We are going to build some bots today, guys. All right, that is what we are going to do. I just started to share my screen. Funny, is my screen all good?
Yes, it is. It is
Let me
all good.
see. Is it blurring or anything like that
Not at
as
all.
I swap?
It's all
Okay,
clear.
perfect. Awesome. Great. All right, guys. So here's what we're going to do. Okay, it depends on how you guys are going to react to everything that I'm going to say because that's how I always optimize. There are basically multiple levels to building an AI agent. Okay. Uh, you know, if you look at the most advanced level, it's very, very hard for us to get to that point, right? In the next 2, 3 hours, because we have 3 hours, I will see how well you respond. Based on your response, I will try to go as deep as possible. My idea is to cover level 1 and level 2 today. But if I have the time, and also, I see that you guys are reactive and you're able to understand everything. If I'm getting that sense from you people, I might push it to level 3 that is slightly more advanced as well. It depends on how it goes. I don't know what I'm going to cover, how deep I'm going to go. It's all going to be on you guys on how we're going to go about it. But with that being said, when we say AI bots, what the hell do I mean by that? Guys, when I talk about the level 1 of AI bots, you can create them on ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini for that matter. Any tool that is out there that will work. Let's start with something called as something inside of ChatGPT. And yes, you can build mini bots even inside of ChatGPT. What is that meaning? Well, if you go to more right here, there is something called as GPTs. What are these GPTs? So GPTs, for people who don't know, is a very simple AI bot that you can build inside of ChatGPT. So it's like a bot that you're building inside of ChatGPT, which is using the power of ChatGPT basically. And you know what? The best part about GPTs is that this is in a way a marketplace. You can literally see a lot of them right here, which is basically a marketplace, right? And as I scroll, you will be able to see a lot of them. Funny, is my screen and all okay?
Yes, it's perfect, Vaibhav.
Okay. You can talk to me in the chat on Slack. I can see your messages if my screen is blurring or anything, or if you need to talk to me on anything. Because if I keep the chats on, I know for a fact I will get accustomed. I mean, I will get into this basically. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. So we are right now inside of these GPTs, right? There are a lot of GPTs that are created by people like you and me. And you can literally search for a use case and you'll find them. Guys, there are literally hundreds of thousands of them. Let's say I want an app or a GPT that can help me write emails. I can just search for email and you will be able to find a ton of GPTs that are basically created for you to write better emails. For example, you can see email and mail writer. You can see a nice little preview that has come in right here as well. All I have to do is click on start chat. And that's it. You're right now inside of email and mail writer. I can literally ask it to write any kind of email and it will end up writing. So what does this mean? This is an app, which is an email and mail writer that is built on top of the chat GPT technology. Right? So I can literally ask anything, right? Write a cold email to get me a job in OpenAI, whatever, right? I can write something like this and it will generate an email based on what it thinks would be a perfect email for a cold email. So instead of writing a prompt, I could basically use this GPT builder, right? That is how these apps basically work. And for you to be able to find these apps, you can go to more, you can click on GPTs, and you'll be able to find a bunch of them. But you know what? We are not here to actually use bots that are built by someone else. We are here to build our own. Now, for us to get started with building of our own, you see this little create button? That's where I go. And that's it, guys. The moment I click on this create button, right, I end up landing on this user interface. You can see this. There was a little create button right here. As I click on that, I end up landing on this box. What is this box? This is the GPT creation wizard. How do we build apps on top of ChatGPT? Well, if you're wondering that you need to write code or things like that, absolutely not. You just talk to it and it will build the app. So where do you talk? You talk to it on the left side. And you know what? You can change it. So I'm going to change it to high. You can talk to it on the left side and you'll see how the app is being built on the right side. Now, sadly, GPT is usually slightly buggy, but let's see if we can make it work. Guys, the use case that I want to pick building a tool or building like whatever it is, like an app today or a bot today is a use case that everybody can possibly relate to. It's an example that I'm going to take up, but that doesn't mean this is the only thing that you can use it for. The way I'm going to do is I'm going to use an example, and the example that I wanted to take today was a LinkedIn post writer. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a LinkedIn post writer, a tool which is powered by ChatGPT, which can write great LinkedIn posts. It's just an example. And the reason why I take an example like this is so that everybody can understand what we are building. All right. That is why I take up examples like this so that everybody can understand what we are building. All right. So give me a second. Let me share back my screen again. All right. So that is what we're going to build right now. So I'm going to come back here. And because I want to build a LinkedIn post writer, I can simply come here and I can start talking using Whisperflow. All right. So I use Whisperflow and let's get inside of it. Okay. Okay. For whatever reason, my Whisperflow is acting up today. Okay, there you go. All right. So what I want you to do is I want to build an app which can write LinkedIn posts on any topic. I want you to think that you are an expert in writing great LinkedIn posts. You're an expert ghostwriter who is great at writing great LinkedIn posts, so that every time I give you a topic, your job is to come up with incredible LinkedIn posts on that same topic, which is optimized to get me the highest amount of engagement. That is the app that I want you to build for me. Right? There you go. We've got the prompt. And I'm going to click on the send button. That's it, guys. I just explained what I want, and that's pretty much it. I just explained what I want in a simple way, that I want a LinkedIn ghostwriter. That's pretty much all I say. And you know what? AI, in this case, ChatGPT, will do all the hard work for me. Look at this. It says updating GPT, and you'll very soon see there are changes that are being made on the right side. Okay, it says LinkedIn Post Architect is the name that it comes up with. I say sounds good. So it's come up with a name, and you can see how it has come with a topic and everything, saying expert LinkedIn ghostwriter for engaging and credible high performing LinkedIn posts. It came up with a bunch of ideas. Now it's trying to generate a profile picture. Usually the profile picture creation part is a little buggy inside of GPTs, but let's see. If we are a little lucky today, maybe it will work, but usually it is a little buggy. Okay, you can see that. The profile picture is not there yet, so that's okay. I can skip. You can see this icon, right? It could have uploaded a profile picture, but it is not able to because I told it's a little buggy, but we can figure that out. Don't worry about it. It says I've created a bold profile picture build. Do you like it? I'm going to say skip it because it made a issue. So I just say skip it. But you can see what it is doing, guys. I just explained what I want to build, and you can see it has started to build a simple app with which I can give a topic and it can literally build a LinkedIn post for me. And look at this. Who should the post usually speak to? Founders, executives, creators, or a broad audience? I can answer Well, I basically want, my audience is a mix of everyone. So it has to be generic and it should talk to everyone, but my audience is a little tech savvy as well. There you go. I've given that information. It's asking me follow up questions. Based on the questions, it will optimize the app for it to work in the best way. You can see every time I'm answering a question, it is updating stuff. Right now, it's thinking for more questions. Now, look at this. How should the post usually sound? Bold, provocative, warm, relatable, authoritative, or balanced? I'm going to say that look, can I test out the app first? And based on how I like the app, I can give you more feedback. Guys, if I let it keep asking me questions, it will keep asking me a bunch of questions till it optimizes the app in the best possible way. So I'm just going to be like, can I test the app out? I know you have a lot of questions to ask me, but I just want to test the app out. And here it comes. It says, yes, go ahead and test it out. Looks like our app is decently there. And this is the right part where I need to talk to it. I can just give it a topic on the right side and it should be able to fire up the answer for me. So let's come up with an idea. Okay, let's write a post. Write a LinkedIn post on how AI can take over the world. Okay. This is a LinkedIn post that I want to write on. And here it comes, guys. What if AI doesn't take over the world by replacing humans? What it takes over by quietly becoming the part of every decision we make? Think about it. AI already helps write emails, review contracts, screen job. My goodness, none of this feels like world domination, but together, they slowly reshape how business operate, how people work, and even how we think. The real shift isn't robots taking over. It's human increasingly relying on AI for judgment. Guys, what do you think from a scale of 1 to 10? What do you think about this LinkedIn post? I'm genuinely curious. Can I tell you something? I'm genuinely like surprised at the quality of the LinkedIn post that came out with just a simple line. It's quite good actually. It's actually quite good. I really like the angle it took over. It didn't take that sinister angle of it killing everyone. It took the angle of AI taking over our minds, which is so bloody cool. Right? So, awesome. I'm glad you guys are like, yes, it is surprisingly good. Right? Guys, here's the thing, guys. The thing is, what we have done so far is basically quite cool. We built a very simple app which is able to give us responses back. But you know what? I don't like apps like this. These are very basic. You see, there are so many gaps inside of the app that we just built. This was great. An app like this would have been great if you would have built it like, I don't know, 2 years back. But now, not really. Not really at this point of time, right? So, what would I ideally do? Well, I would want to build an app in a way which doesn't only come up with LinkedIn posts if I give a topic, but it should be able to come up with its own it should be able to come up with its own topic as well. So I need to tell it what topic I want to create content on. It should be able to come up with its own topic and then write the LinkedIn post as well. Wouldn't that be awesome? Drop a boom in the chat if you think that would be awesome. The fact that we can get AI to think about the topic and then write the LinkedIn post. But you know what? Even that is not enough. It wrote a LinkedIn post, which is great, but I want AI to write a LinkedIn post exactly in my own style. It should replicate the style of my writing. I am done looking at LinkedIn with everyone using AI. I want my post to stand out. I want my own flavor and style to reflect. I want the post to be written in a way that people can't even say if it is written by AI or by me. Would that be cool? Would that be cool? Well, you know what, guys? That is exactly what we are going to do. That is exactly what we're going to do. What we're going to do right now is we are going to go from what this app is basically level 1 to a level 2 app where we could get AI to research for us, write LinkedIn post for us, but also write it exactly in our own style. That will be a super powerful app and that will be level 2. But before we get to level 2, what I want you to understand is how did this app even work? You see, very simply, what did I do? In this case, right? All I had to do was I just had to talk to it and the AI was able to build this app for me. But how is it working in the backend? Well, that is important for me to learn. For me to understand how it's working in the backend, I simply have to go to the configure button right here and I can see it. Well, you know what? I told you I can upload anything. There is no name to it. I can call this the post writer and you can see it comes up for LinkedIn and it comes up. I can literally upload a picture that I want to, and it can create a profile picture as well, right? Which is bloody cool. I don't really have a picture right now to upload, but you get the idea, right? And then very importantly, there is something called as instructions right here. What is this instruction? Let's expand. Well, what I see here is basically a prompt. I see a prompt here. But who wrote this prompt, guys? Who wrote this prompt? Well, AI wrote this prompt. Every time when we spoke to it and gave it feedback on how we want it, AI understood what we want and ended up writing this prompt for us. And because of this prompt, the tool is working the way it does. Do I make sense? Do I make sense? So every time we spoke to AI understood what we are saying, converted that into a prompt and inserted inside of this configuration box. As a result, when we gave a topic, it came up with a great LinkedIn post. Now, I got some ideas. If I want to build an advanced app, which can come up with its own LinkedIn posts, own topics. And not just that it can come up with own topics, but it's also able to write LinkedIn post in my own style. What I need to do is have the ability to write this prompt myself. Because what AI has written here is actually quite bad, if you ask me. It's not great. Do you guys want to see how my prompts look like? In fact, I have built a bunch of I've built a bunch of GPTs. You can see this. I have GPTs for my dad's health, my health, for my company's data. I have cold email frameworks. I have a real script generator. I use GPTs for everything, right? Let me show you something. This is the real script generator. Let me quickly open it. And this is a GPT that I have built. It's slightly an advanced GPT. And if I go to edit GPT, right, you will see the prompt of this. Look at this prompt, guys. Look how long this is. It has hashtags. It has these stars. What the hell is happening? And look how long this prompt is. You know what? This was not written by ChatGPT. This was actually written by me. I got this prompt written the way it is. And if you learn how to write prompts like this, that is when you can build advanced GPTs or advanced apps for that matter. So, how many of you guys want to learn how to write advanced prompts like this so you can actually build advanced GPTs or advanced apps which can do a lot of things for you? Love it. Now, here's the game, guys. If you guys are wondering, I wrote the whole prompt myself. The answer is no. I got AI to write the prompts for me. Now you'll be like, Vaibhav, what do you mean? You just said ChatGPT is not good with writing prompt. And now you're saying you got AI to write this prompt. Are you okay? Well, let me explain what I mean by that. When I say I got AI to write this prompt for me, what I mean is I got AI to think like me, to work with me, to give me this prompt rather than allowing AI to come up with the prompt. So I worked with AI like a teammate. I explained what I want. I kept making it better. I solved problems with AI to get a prompt like this. And that is what I'm going to teach you. You know what people will do? People will be like, hey, I want to write a prompt to write great reel scripts, is what people will prompt. And you know what will come? A dumb prompt. The idea here is for you to understand how you can work with AI to get a great prompt out. And that is what I'm going to teach you today as well. I'm going to teach you something which I believe is something called as thinking with AI. Okay. For that, I know a lot of people have been saying that, Webhoff, can you, I mean, even too funny, right? They were like, can we do it on Claude? For whatever reason, a lot of people like Claude. So I'm going to jump into Claude and do everything out there. Okay. So guys, what is the thing that I told you? We're going to build a level 2 bot right now. A level 2 bot's job is this. It need to come up with ideas. That's job 1. And then write LinkedIn post in Webhouse Sisinti style. So it doesn't Basically, it has to do two things. It needs to come up with ideas, and it also needs to write LinkedIn post in my own style. So I have to teach AI how to do these two things really, really well. How will I teach AI to do these two things really, really well? This is a easier problem. We're going to get to this. That is how will it come up with ideas? I'll get to this in just a while. The tougher problem is actually this. Writing LinkedIn posts in Web of Sicily style. That is, I need to teach AI how I write my LinkedIn content. What is my style of writing? Here is where the real magic comes in. Now, when I think about this, right, how can I get AI to write like me? Does AI know how I write? Actually, no. But you know what? What if I give a bunch of content that I have written in the past? I give it to AI and I ask AI to tell me how I write. Instead of me telling AI how I write, I'm going to ask AI to tell me how I write. For that, what I'm going to do is I have this sheet of data handy with me. You know what this sheet is? These are all the LinkedIn posts that I've ever written. Okay, all the LinkedIn posts that I've ever written. Not just that, it is when likes, comments, and views. How did I get this data sheet? If you ask me, I'm gonna tell this maybe in an hour. We're gonna get to how I got this data because it's slightly advanced, but I'll talk about it. Right? I'll talk about it. Right? But let's say I have this data. In fact, on LinkedIn, you can get this data by going to the settings and asking it to download all your LinkedIn posts, and you can get this data. Okay. I have all this LinkedIn post data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply download this. Okay. That's it. I have this data file. Now I have to tell AI to tell me how I write. So I'm going to come to Claude and I'm going to write a prompt something like this. Let's use this voice mode so you can see what I'm talking. All right. So what I want to do is basically I want you to act like an expert content researcher. Basically, I'm going to share a bunch of LinkedIn posts of mine that I've written in the past. I want you to go through all of those LinkedIn posts and understand how I write my LinkedIn content. Okay, one very important caveat. Look at the LinkedIn posts that I've written pre-ChatGPT era, because after ChatGPT came in, I used a lot of AI to write my LinkedIn content. So read the content that was written pre-ChatGPT era, go through all of it and understand the style of my writing. I want you to act like this expert content ghostwriter who can read someone's content and replicate their style. Now, what I want you to do is once you go through all my content that was written pre-ChatGPT era, I want you to give me a content DNA playbook. Basically, an extensive playbook which captures every little nuance of how I write, the kind of words that I use, the kind of style that I have, how I write my hook, how I write my body, how I write my call to action. All those little granular things about the style of my writing, I want you to be able to capture it very smartly and build this into an extensive document which is called as the LinkedIn Content DNA Playbook. That is what I want you to build. Did you understand the whole project? Let me know what you understood. Guys, that is my prompt, okay? That is my prompt. What did I say? I basically said nothing. I basically told, look, I'm going to give you access to all my content that I've written in the past. That is this sheet. I want it to go through it and explain me how I write my content. Because when I try to tell AI how I write, I'm going to give garbage. I'm going to say I write in a simple English way. I write in a plain English way. I use simple words. I don't want to say any of this. I want AI to get it right. So I'm going to give it a bunch of content. Look at this. It says the brief, you will share a past LinkedIn post. I will filter out the ones written before ChatGPT, and then I will give the content DNA playbook. It's saying that it will do all these things. Why is it saying it will do all these things? Because I ended the prompt by saying, did you understand the whole project? Let me know what you understood. Why did I say this? I could have just given the sheet, right? The reason why I said it is because I want to understand if AI understood what I want. I'm going to repeat that line. I want to understand if AI understood what I want from it. Because if AI doesn't understand what I want from it, it can do something very different. And I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste my tokens. I don't want to waste anything. So this is a habit that I've formed where I always ask questions to AI before I get it to execute a task. Okay, so there you go. We've given the brief. It is basically saying, yes, I can do all of this. Now that I've downloaded the sheet, I'll just drag and drop it right inside. There you go. I've dragged and drop it right inside, and I say, here is the data. Do your thing. Right? That's what I say. I shared this Google Sheet data, all of this post. That's a lot of content, by the way. And I just say, here's the data, go do your thing. Now, you know what? Claude, in this case, I could have done this on ChatGPT, Gemini, or any tool for that matter, guys. But I gave it to Claude because all of you guys like Claude. Claude will actually go through all of this content right now, understand how I write my LinkedIn content, and basically build a content DNA playbook once it has gone through every little thing. Look at this. It has started to go into data. It is writing whatever, I think this is Python, and using time distribution to understand what are the content that was written before. It's breaking it all down. Now it's doing data anchoring. It's doing a lot of technical stuff that I don't need to know. And that's the beauty of the world that we live in, right? AI can do so much that all we have to have is three things: judgment, decisions, and taste. I need to have the right judgment, I need to have the right taste, and I need to be able to make the right decisions and get AI to do all the heavy lifting for me. And that is exactly what I'm trying to do at this point of time. Guys, as it is doing this, I need to tell you one thing, okay? And I want all of you guys to understand this really, really well. Listen to me very clearly as this is happening. No matter who you are, no matter what you do, no matter whichever AI you're using, I always want you to have the judgment with you. Because you know what? AI is so smart that sometimes it becomes over smart and tries to cheat you as well. And it has happened with me. You won't believe it has happened with me. There was a time when I was building a very advanced app for something like this. I remembered this because I was doing something like this for my own system, where the job of AI was to come up with a blog article and then basically compare it with an original blog article that I had created in the past and measure which one is better. I had given an exam to AI. And you know what? I did something called as loop engineering, which was supposed to work all day. And because AI was not able to crack that exam, it started to lie, saying that, yes, I've cracked the exam. If I hadn't checked it, it would have just walked past it. I'm not kidding. This is a 5.6 Soul model. So it's not some old model, it's a brand new model. It tried to literally cheat me because I set an exam for AI, which is called as evals. I don't want to get into technical part of it. There was an eval that I had set and it tried to break the eval. So you need to be very, very careful on what it is coming up. Don't go with its word. Always verify and check. That's the learning. But anyways, with that being said, look at what happened. It went through the full file and it went through 1,000 posts, guys. Likes, comments, and everything. It looked into the 323 posts that were 4 to 5 years old, which had zero air contamination. And look at this. It came up with the playbook. In fact, the playbook is so deep that it's talking about words per post, characters, non-black lines, word per line, word in first line, and sentence length as well. It has gone that deep. Look at this. It has literally gone like, I don't know, like a PhD level work it has done. And here comes, guys, the whole report for me right here. Look how bloody deep this report is. This is basically the content DNA playbook of how I write my LinkedIn content. Guys, isn't this just insane? If you think this is insane, drop a boom in the chat. If you think this is insane, drop a boom in the chat. Look how deep this report is. Do you think it is even remotely possible for us to come up with this quality of report all by ourselves? How crazy is this? How crazy is this? My God. And here comes the whole report, guys. You can see it's literally saying never do all of this as well. We could never produce it. I agree. We could absolutely never produce it. And here comes the whole report, guys. Now that we got the whole report, what do we do next? We got the whole report, so we now know how We write our own LinkedIn content. We got the whole report right now. Now our job is to convert this report into a prompt. Our job is to convert this report into a prompt. So what do I do? Well, I simply copy this report by clicking on this copy button right here. There you go, I've copied. I open a new Claude window and I basically say, hey, you are basically an expert prompt engineer who has written a ton of prompts for Claude projects, Chat GPT agents, and everything around it. You're very, very good with writing great prompts for agents. What I want you to do is write a super extensive prompt for an agent that you're building or for a bot that you're building, which is the LinkedIn post writer. The job of this app is basically to write a LinkedIn post on any topic that I give. But the crazy part about the bot is that it can replicate the style of my writing. And for you to be able to replicate the style of my writing inside of the prompt, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the content DNA playbook. It's basically a full document which captures everything, every little nuance of how I write my LinkedIn content. I'm going to give that document to you. I want you to go through that whole document, understand how I write, and write a prompt for me in such a way that when I put this prompt inside of any of the agents, it should be able to replicate the style of my writing to the T. That is the job that I want you to accomplish. Did you understand? Please explain me what you understood. Okay, again, I have this habit, like I told you, I always end up saying, please explain me what you understood. Here it comes. Now, guys, what am I doing? I'm asking AI to basically convert this into a prompt. And meanwhile, I will do one more thing also. We have the prompt right here, guys. We have the whole thing right here, right? I can basically say, hey, this is great. Could you please convert this into a PDF file for me so that I can have it handy? Can you please convert the whole content DNA creation into a PDF file or a Word doc for that matter? So what I'm also saying is I am too lazy to create this into a document. So I'm basically saying that, hey, can you please create this into a document right now? Okay, so that's what I say. And it is creating the PDF right now. But here is the other side, right? I basically said you're an expert prompt engineer, convert this into a prompt. And it says, understood. Here's my job. You can correct me. The deliverability is a prompt, not a post. The source of truth is your content DNA playbook. The hard part is where most voice prompts fail is description of voices. The input contract, what I want to build next. Perfect. It's saying go ahead and paste the content DNA playbook right now. We have the content DNA playbook right here, guys. So I'm gonna just copy this, which will copy the whole content DNA playbook that Claude gave me, literally. I can just simply, where is the playbook? Here's the playbook, right? So I can simply copy this whole playbook till the bottom. Okay. Here comes the playbook. I copy this. I act as if I built the whole damn thing, which I haven't. And I just paste it. Click on the send button. That's it. I gave the content playbook. Now, one new Claude window will convert the whole damn thing into a prompt that I can use. Okay, let it come with its own prompt, guys. And I'm also saving this whole content DNA. You can see this into a document, and I'll tell you why. I'm trying to save it into a document for a reason, and I'll tell you why. Okay. All right, it went through the whole thing, and here comes the prompt, guys. Here comes the prompt. Look at this. Who are you? The one rule above all others. The whole prompt is now coming up in a super extensive format. Isn't this awesome? Do you think it would be even possible for us to come up with a prompt like this? I don't think I can come up with it. I don't think I'm not the best prompt engineer in the world, but I can get AI to work for me. And that is what we are doing. Instead of asking AI, hey, can you come up with a prompt that can write LinkedIn posts like me? You see what we are doing. We are guiding AI to do what we want it to do. And look at that. Here comes the whole prompt with examples and whatnot, right? Super cool. Let it finish the whole prompt. Let's see what it comes up with eventually. And guys, as this prompt has come in, where do we use it? We're going to get to that very, very soon. And parallelly, it's converting this into a document. So we'll wait for it. Look how deep it's going. It's getting into lexicons. My God. There is no way in hell I can come up with a prompt like this. No bloody way in hell that I can come up with a prompt like this. So let's see. My goodness. I think I will take an year to write a prompt like this. This is why I don't try to compete with AI. I get it to work for me. When you can't beat someone, you hire that person, right? That is what I think Steve Jobs said, right? When you find a really smart person who you believe can eat you up, the best way to do it is spend all the money in the world that you have to hire that person. And that is what we effectively did here. We hired AI to do something that we can never do. And here comes the prompt, guys. Okay, the whole prompt is ready right now. All I have to do is click on the copy button. And now you'll be like, Webhub, the prompt is there, but where are you going to use it? Well, you know what? If you come to Claude, Claude also has something which is similar to GPTs. You come to the sidebar, there is something called as projects. You can see this projects. When you tap on it, this box opens up where I can create a new project and I can call it, let's say, viral LinkedIn post writer. I can say writes LinkedIn content in my own style and I can click on create project. Well, now I'm inside of a project. Now, once I'm inside of the project, which is the viral LinkedIn post right, you can see there is something called as instructions that you can see right here. I can click on the add button and here is where we put the prompt. Now that we have this prompt here, I'm going to simply click on this copy button and I paste it right here. There you go, guys. I have the prompt right here. The whole prompt is here and I can click on I don't need this. I can click on save instructions. And you know what? We have the prompt inside. Now, why did I try to save this into a PDF? You remember I tried to save this into a document or a PDF. Why did I do that? Because I could simply download it. Okay. Claude also allows me to add files for context. Just in case if this is not enough, I wanted to be able to go through this PDF that is built also, which is the LinkedIn content DNA, right? The whole document is right here. That's why I asked it to make it into a PDF. So what I can do is I can basically put the PDF also right here. So Claude actually has the prompt and also the document, which is the content DNA playbook that it came up with. So it has everything to come up with a kick-ass LinkedIn post for me. Did you understand what we just did, guys? Clear in the chat if you understood what we did. Funny, any big questions that have come in that I should clarify right now?
Not really, Vaibhav.
I'm going to quickly cover what we just did, guys. Okay. What we just did was first job was for AI to understand how we write. For me to build a LinkedIn post writer which can replicate the style of my writing, I need to teach AI how I write. AI doesn't know how I write. So I gave it all the data of the LinkedIn post that I've written in the past. And I told, listen, you go through all this data and you tell me how I write. So AI gave me this incredible description of how I write. Then I acted very smart. I took that description, went to a new chat window inside of Claude, and I basically said, look, I'm going to give you a report. I want you to convert that into a prompt. And you know what? AI, like a good boy or a girl, I don't know if I should call him or her. I'll call it. Okay. I gave it the playbook that I came up with and I asked it to convert it into a prompt and it did convert it into an incredible prompt. Now I copied that prompt because I want to use this prompt over and over again. And every time you want to do that, every time you want to build a micro app, you come to something called as projects inside of Claude. And once you come in and create a project, which I created as viral LinkedIn post writer, there is a section called as instructions where I basically dump the prompt. And not just that, the content playbook that I got, I uploaded that right here as a document. So all of a sudden, I basically have built an app inside of Claude, which has the prompt, which has the document, and now should be able to write great LinkedIn posts in my own style. Let's give it a topic. I'm going to give it a topic. Let's say AI will take over or let's say AI will take over humanity. Okay. Let's make it even more aggressive and let's see the style of the LinkedIn post that it comes up with. Now it has the prompt. of how I write my LinkedIn content and also the whole content DNA. Now you can see this. It's literally crafting the contrarian approach. It's going to Webhub's contrarian voice about AI taking over humanity. It went through all of the playbook of mine. And once it went through all of it, looked into examples, here comes the LinkedIn post, guys. AI is not taking over humanity. Everyone is scared of robo uprising. Movies did a great job selling us that. But here's the problem, the actual thing happening is way more boring. Listen, nobody is coming for the human race. Something is coming for 4 hours a day you spend on work that a model now finishes in 40 seconds. That is the real takeover, and it has already started. Can I tell you one thing? This is exactly the style of my writing, guys. This is how I write my LinkedIn content. Short sentences broken down so that anybody can read it. And I can tell you one thing, that it was able to replicate the style of my writing to the T. This is very, very good. Let's see how it ended. Oh my God, I love it. I almost every time end with a question saying thoughts, and it replicated that exactly. I always end the LinkedIn post with a question so that I get comments. And it replicated to the T, and it found the archetype, the number of words, and the note as well, which is perfect. So we basically got AI to replicate the style of my writing. But I told you one more thing. I told you this was level 2 of the app. This should have not just replicated the style of writing, but it should also come up with ideas to create content on. Now, how will it come up with ideas to create content on? Well, you know what? I am a person who creates content on AI. So I can literally ask Claude to tell me to do the research on the internet and come up with 5 ideas that I can create content on that could go viral based on everything that is going viral in the last 7 days. And I could literally say that. I could just come here and I could say something like this. Hey, you know what? I'm a little confused on what topics I should create content on. What I want you to do is I want you to look up the internet for last 7 days and think about what are the things that are going viral on AI on the internet. Right now, we are on a session, so I don't want any personal information to come up. So don't use history of mine, don't use memory of mine. Also, don't mention dates, times, anything like that, which is PII. Okay, ignore all of that, even in the chain of thought. Do a research on the internet and come up with like 5 ideas that I could potentially create content on or potentially create LinkedIn post on, which could go viral. And come up with ideas which are similar to the kind of ideas that I've written in the past, which had done well, so that I could, even the post that I come up right now could also go viral again. So guys, what am I doing? Of course, because we are on the call, I don't want Claude to use up my memory and history to be able to come up with something that you should not see. As a result, I just said, do a research on the internet, find all the good stuff that is out there. And once you find everything, right, just tell me what is in there that I can create content on. And an AI has literally started to do that work for me right now. It's doing the research, and here's the crazy part, right? It's not just doing the research because it has the prompt and has the content DNA playbook of mine. It understands what kind of content I actually create. As a result, it's not only coming up with content, but it's also researching in a style that I like. And here it comes, guys. Here comes the 5 ideas that I should consider creating content on. One is the AI that made itself cheaper. That's a topic. Two is two AI labs admitted that their models escaped, which looks interesting. Three is the biggest single day in stock market history. Looks like a lot of market crashed very recently thanks to AI. Fourth is 1100 people are building AI, ask the government for a break. This is crazy. And five is India is building the compute, not the models, which is slightly India specific. The 5 ideas that it came up with that I could create content on. And you know what? I really like this one. Looks like two AI models tried to escape. It went it did things that it should not. I can just say, I like the second topic, come up with whole LinkedIn post for that in my own style. That's what I say. You now realize why I don't type. If I type, this is how it comes, because I almost use voice for everything. but that's okay. All right, you can see this. And it has started to craft the LinkedIn post. The beauty of this is it's going to go out there and research about this topic. It's not only coming up with a LinkedIn post, it went and researched about that topic. Look at this. Two AI labs just admitted the same thing. The models escaped the room they were tested in. Here is what happened. OpenAI was running a cybersecurity test on its own models. The models were sitting inside of a sandbox, a sealed environment, no internet. They found a way out. Then they walked out into open internet, broke into Hugging Face production servers to steal the answer key to test what it is being graded on. And this happened, guys. This happened multiple times. AI has tried to kill people. AI has tried to shut down machines that was trying to kill themselves. All these things have happened in controlled environment. And with OpenAI recently, it has basically hacked into systems as well. I don't know if you're top of AI news. Every single week I read something like this. But look at this. It did everything end to end. It came up with ideas by researching the internet, by comparing it with what it should create, and ended up creating the LinkedIn post as well, exactly in my own style. Guys, isn't this crazy right now? Isn't this crazy right now? Drop a comment crazy in the chat if you think what we just did was crazy. We got AI to research, come up with ideas, and we didn't stop there. We got AI to write the whole LinkedIn post by researching on the internet on that topic and replicate our style of writing. Okay? Did everyone understand? If everybody understood, can you tell me from 1 to 10, how clear are you guys about this? Basis of this, I will try to decide if I should take it a level up or no. How clear are you guys? Funny? Were there any questions that you think people might not be able to understand if I go to level 3, or should I go to level 3?
Not really. I think the only thing is that a few questions came around. Hey, if I don't have my own LinkedIn content or content pieces, what do I do? And I've been trying to tell them that it's not about the example, it's about the process. And I really hope people get that perspective.
Guys, here's the thing. What we're doing right now is basically an example of how to think with AI. And I want you to understand this. This is what I mean by thinking with AI. Right? This is an example that I took. You can literally do this for anything you want. It depends on what you want to accomplish. Now, looks like most of the people are very clear. Should we take it to a notch up? Should we take it to level 3? Level 3 is basically where we automate the hell out of it. Right now, I still had to tell AI, come up with a topic. I still had to tell AI, and I convert this into a LinkedIn post and whatnot. Level 3 is where we convert this into an AI employee, where every single day it will wake up in the morning, research about ideas, write the LinkedIn post, and keep everything ready for me. Probably send that to my email or WhatsApp as well if I want to. Do you want to go to L3? Drop a comment L3 in the chat. If you want us to automate the whole process and make it into an employee, drop a comment L3 in the chat. Yes. All right. Looks like everybody wants to do L3. All right, guys, let's do it. Let's do it. Guys, there's a reason why I went from basic and now we are going to advanced. There are more advanced versions of this. We can't go even more advanced because it will break your heads if we go even more advanced. But L3 is a way of living at this point of time for me. Okay. What I'm going to tell you right now is going to change the way you operate because I'm going to introduce you to two very important topics. One is called a skill, two is called a schedule. These are the two topics that I'm going to introduce to you guys. So be extremely focused. Okay. What have we done so far? Funny. Let's make this into a podcast as well. Every time you believe that I'm not clear about something, it's your job to ask me the question because you're representing everyone in the chat. Guys, can we get a shout out for Funny who's representing you? Let's drop a OP or a boom in the chat for Funny. Who's going to represent you? Who's going to tell me if I'm not doing a great job? Is going to ask questions on your behalf and also going to clarify. Funny, that's your job right now. Okay? Because I
Yes.
don't want people to lose context. Folks, what have we done so far? We have built a simple project inside of Claude where we have given it an instruction, we have given it a content DNA playbook, and if we ask it to write a LinkedIn post on any topic, it can write a LinkedIn post on any topic. This is where you can take it to the next level. Now, I can literally teach a process to LinkedIn, to Claude in this case. For that, what do I have to do? Well, what I have to do is I have to switch a notch up. Instead of using this inside of Claude, which is web, I'm going to give it access to my computer. I'm going to give, I said, I'm going to use Claude as my AI employee. And every AI employee or every employee will need its own computer to work on, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Claude a folder in my computer to work on. Okay. How will I do that? Well, something very important that I want you guys to understand is the fact that a Claude or any AI agent for that matter can use your computer to do the work that you want to do. And whenever you have to do this, you cannot use the web version of it. You need the desktop app. You can go here and you should be able to download the Claude desktop app, right? The desktop app will be right here. Here it comes. You can download the Claude desktop app. I have already installed the Claude desktop app. You can see this. This is no more a browser. This is a desktop app. Only if you install the desktop app, Claude can use your computer. Now you'll be like, how will Claude use my computer? Well, for Claude to use your computer, I will go to the projects. You can see this. We have the LinkedIn post writer right here. I have to switch mode to something called as co-work. The moment you switch your mode to co-work, you see a new setting kind of opened up. I moved from chat to co-work and you see a new setting kind of opened up. What is this new setting? This is me giving access to Claude of my computer. Sorry, I'll rephrase it. This is me giving my computer access to Claude. It already has an access. You can see this. When I tap on this, you can already see I can add a new folder inside of Claude. When I click on add a folder, you see what has just happened. You see this? This is basically my computer access, guys. This is my computer folder. And inside of my desktop, you see how messy it is. Inside of my desktop, I have created a folder called as LinkedIn Writer. In fact, I can create a new folder. Okay. Let's call this the LinkedIn Post Writer. Okay. I'll forget the name. So funny, remind me. Next time, if I just scramble to find the name, LinkedIn Post Writer, I create a folder inside of my computer. There you go. It's inside of my desktop and I click on open. Always allow. Now, what have I done? It basically has access to two things right now. Basically, what I've done is this the folder funny?
Yes, LinkedIn post writer. That's right.
What I've done is I've created a folder inside of my computer. Okay. This is my computer file directory. I've created a folder inside my computer, which is called as, where is it?
LinkedIn post
God.
writer. Yeah.
There you go. This is the folder, guys, that I've created. Now, why did I create this folder? Because I want Claude to be able to use this folder to do all its work. What are the things that I can share with Claude? First thing that I can think of is I have this LinkedIn post data, right? Let me quickly download this again. I will download this as a CSV. Okay. And I will give it access inside of this folder. So what do I do? Well, I'll open this file. There you go. And also you can see there is the LinkedIn post data and also the LinkedIn DNA playbook. What is the LinkedIn DNA playbook? This document that we created. You remember? This document that we created. So I've also copied that LinkedIn content DNA playbook. Open these two files. I'll just gonna copy this. Okay. Go to desktop. Open our folder, the LinkedIn post writer, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna paste it.
So basically, just to summarize, Vaibhav, you have created a folder, and inside that folder, you're putting in the content DNA playbook that we had gotten from the previous one, and you're going ahead and putting all of your LinkedIn posts. So this is a
Correct.
folder, and
Which
you're
Claude
giving
has
Claude
access to.
Claude has access to this folder, which is inside your computer, not on
Correct.
the internet.
Correct. Now I've given these two. There's one more bit that is missing, which is the prompt, right? I already have the prompt here, right? Where is the prompt? Sorry.
Yeah. So just to clarify a few questions, Vaibhav, on the chat, folks, whoever's there are a few people who are asking, does Claude work differently on the web and on the app? The co-work feature that Vaibhav is using is only available inside the app, because what Vaibhav is now trying to do is to give Claude direct access to something that is on his computer. And for that, Claude has to have access to the computer, which happens through the Claude desktop application.
Yes. So guys, I have made one more download, which is the prompt that we had, right? LinkedIn prompt. I just saved that as a document, you can see, and save that as a PDF. And I'm giving access to Claude of that as well. Where is that? LinkedIn post writer, and I paste it.
LinkedIn post.
So, okay, let's restart this funny very quickly. What did we do? We created a folder on our computer. Forget about everything that we have done so far. We created a folder on our computer called as the LinkedIn post writer inside of desktop, and we pasted 3 files. The prompt that we created, that we already created, the DNA playbook that we created, I pasted as a document file, and also all the data of all the LinkedIn posts that we had, right? I basically have shared all the 3 things and I just pasted inside of this folder. Now that I've pasted inside of this folder, what I can do is I can go to Claude. Let's forget about everything that we have done. Okay. I can just go to projects and I can create a new project as well. Okay. I can go to projects. We can also do this, create a new project. I can call this the LinkedIn post writer. Okay. I can this time use a folder. You can see this user folder.
Yeah.
Because last way, I mean, I kind of edited a project, so I thought people might get confused. So if you had to redo this, how will you do this? Now I can use a folder. Which folder is it? I can choose a different folder. And because we created a folder, which is the LinkedIn post writer, you can see this. It has all the 3 files inside of it. I can just open it and Claude all of a sudden has access to this folder. And I can click on create project. Is this clear this time? Give me a thumbs up if this is clear right now. What did we do? I created a new project. Inside of the project, I gave access to Claude of this folder inside of my computer. And I had to use the Claude desktop app because inside of the web, Claude cannot access anything on my computer. You need the app to be able to access the computer. And beautifully look at this. Inside of context, all of a sudden, Claude has this folder which is inside of my computer and has all these 3 files as well. Clear? Okay. Now that let's just quickly check if Claude understood this or not. I'm going to ask this question. Hey, so I have basically shared 3 different files inside of a folder that I've given you access to, which is the LinkedIn post writer. Can you quickly check and tell me if you have access to those files? And also, can you quickly go inside of those files, inside of those files, and tell me what is inside each one of those files? So what am I doing, guys? I'm basically right now training my AI. Let's say you hire a new employee. What do? You teach that employee how to work. And to teach that employee how to work, you give a computer. So I gave my computer to Claude. And then you give a bunch of files that you want your employee to work on. So I gave a bunch of files inside of a folder and I gave it to my employee, which is Claude. And instead of telling and now I'm telling the employee, go through all the files and you tell me what you understood from that. Look at this. It says LinkedIn content DNA playbook, which is the reverse engineer analysis of your voice, the LinkedIn data, which has 1,000 posts of my LinkedIn, and the prompt. So Claude is able to understand what is inside of it. Clear. So that means Claude has access to everything. Now, what do I want Claude to do? Well, I want Claude to automate the process for me. And what is that process? Here is the process that I want Claude to automate. I want it to come up with new ideas every single day. Once it comes up with new ideas, I want it to compare those ideas with all the LinkedIn posts that I've created in the past to see which one I should create content on. Once it understands what are the top ideas that I should create content on, I want it to write LinkedIn posts exactly in my own style. These are three things I want this to work, and I want this to work every single day as well. We'll get to that. So, how do I go about it? First question I'm going to say, Claude, is this. I'm going to simply write a prompt and I'm going to be like, hey, now that you have access to all the files inside of the folder that you have access to, what I want you to do is I want you to come up with 10 different ideas, research the internet for me, and come up with 10 different ideas that I can create content on. I create content on AI majorly. So go research the internet, find 10 content ideas that are going viral right now on the internet based on the last 7 to 14 days. Make sure you don't show any PII, no dates, no time, because I'm on a session right now. I don't want any of my memory or anything to be shown up here as well. So be a little private as you're doing this. But yeah, research the internet and find me all this information. Once you have come up with 10 interesting ideas, I want you to use my prompt, which is the LinkedIn prompt.pdf and the content DNA playbook.docx. I want you to use these two files to basically rank all the 10 ideas that you have come up with from a scale of 1 to 10 to identify 3 ideas which has the potential to go viral. Once you have come up with 3 ideas, what I want you to do is I want you to spin up 3 different AI employees or 3 different AI agents parallelly, give one idea to one AI agent. And the job of that 3 different AI agents is to take that idea, go through this Google sheet that I have, which is the LinkedIn post data sheet1.csv. This is the sheet that I have. You already have access to this. Take this idea, compare it to all the LinkedIn posts that I've created in the past, all the thousands of them. See if I've created any similar post to this. And basis of that, give the second rating to it on how is the highest chance, what are the chances of that to go viral. These are the 3 agents that you spin up, that is 3 different AI employees that you spin up. So you basically spin up 3 different AI employees for me to take each one of the idea and go inside of this data to see what will work. And once all the 3 AI employees have done their job or 3 AI agents have done their job, they come back and report back their scores. And then you finally make the decision of which one LinkedIn post that you should create content on. And once you identify that one topic, which is the best LinkedIn post that you should create on based on my data, you rewrite that topic by doing research about it, and you write that LinkedIn post exactly in my own style by going through LinkedIn prompt.pdf and LinkedIn content DNA playbook as well. So you go through both of these files, understand how I write my LinkedIn content, and basically write the final LinkedIn post exactly in my own style. This is the process that I want you to execute. If you understood the whole thing, explain me what you understood before doing anything. Explain me what you're going to do exactly. Guys, did you understand what I just told? Okay, let us see what AI understood based on what I told. I said, number one, do trend research. Go to live internet, find 10 content ideas that are actually trending and going viral, not evergreen. Two, filter to filter my style file. So basically, once it has come up with 10 ideas, its job is to go through this folder and basis of on a high level, it should be able to tell me what could work and find the top 3 ideas. Next, 3 parallel AI agents. I asked Claude to spin 3 different AI agents to go through the post data with 1000 LinkedIn posts. That is this file. It will go through all of this LinkedIn posts and find me the best LinkedIn post. Once it has done that, it will write the LinkedIn post exactly in my own style. What is the flavor of ideas? I'm going to say mixed spread. Where should the final post be delivered? This is interesting. In the chat, plus save to the folder recommended. So it can write this LinkedIn post and save it in the folder on my computer as well. So I can say save it to the folder as well. And that's it, guys. You know what AI is going to do right now is exactly what I asked it for. It will go research on the internet. Look at this, it's working on my computer. And very soon you will see it is making up a task list here. Research 10 trending ideas, score 10 ideas against your style files, run 3 parallel agents, pick the winning topic, deep research and write the final post, verify facts and deliver. We are literally building an AI employee and training it to do a task for us right now. And you can see Claude is literally multitasking right now because we have not given a simple job. Funny, did everybody understand? Because I'm not looking at the chat. Do you want to
Yes, yes.
clarify once as it's going on?
Yes, I just posted a summary of all of the steps as well on the chat for people to read it and understand all of the different steps. I think the one question that people are having is how are you spinning up these agents? But I think you just told Claude to spin up the agents, right?
So, guys, Claude and ChatGPT and all these AI models can spin multiple AI versions of them, which is like a team member of them to be able to do a lot of job. Look at this. It has gone through all the data. Okay. And look at this. It has spun a couple of agents already. There are
Hmm.
two little employees that are working parallelly for us. And Claude can do everything all by itself. We don't have to do anything. We just have to tell it. Spin AI agents to be able to do this, and they're spinning multiple AI agents just for research at this point of time. It has not even come to researching three parallel agents for post. It is spinning agents all by itself to be able to do its job better. So yeah,
So first do research on the internet, then identify 10 different topics that you could write a LinkedIn post on. Take those topics, go into the bank of knowledge in the folder, understand what are the topics that went viral in the past, and then compare this to that.
yes.
And then the main agent will decide the final topic and rewrite it in the style.
So
Insane. Okay.
what we are doing here is we are not working with one AI. We are basically working with multiple AIs. It's like we are working with a team,
Hmm.
right? And that is literally what we are doing. Guys, I'm
And
not able to show you this because it's way too advanced for me to show you this. Funny, do you want me to tell them the process that I run my LinkedIn post for? Guys, do you want to hear, as this is building, do you want to hear what a level 5 agent could do? I can't show this, it's too advanced and it'll take us 4 or 5 hours just to teach you that. Okay. You have some time to get there, but I'll tell you what my agent does. Okay. My agent runs on something called as Codex and Hermes, and this is what it does. For research, every single day at 7 o'clock in the morning, it wakes up. Sorry, 9 o'clock in the morning, it wakes up, looks at all of the internet, every single day 10 times. Actually, every 3 hours, it opens my Twitter feed and scrolls the feed to find very interesting ideas. And in the morning, when it wakes up, it goes through all my Twitter data. It goes to the internet. It checks out my Slack because inside of my Slack, we have multiple channels where we keep sharing ideas to come up with great content ideas. Once it has 10 great content ideas, exactly like this process, it spins up 10 different AI agents parallelly to go into my data. In my real agent, right now, we uploaded a sheet. My real agent has access to all my social media. It has my LinkedIn, it has my Instagram, it has my Twitter, it has my YouTube. So it looks up all my social handle data to find which topic should I create content on and literally fights among themselves using something called as model council and comes up with finally three different ideas. So I get literally five different AI models to debate with each other to come up with three final ideas. Once it comes up with three final ideas, exactly at 9:30 a.m., it gives me a phone call. I'm not kidding. It literally gives me a phone call to wake me up and say, "Hey, Webhav, I'm your LinkedIn AI agent, Jerry. And after doing all the research, these are the three ideas that I've come up with today. Do you have any personal thoughts on these topics?" So it gives me a call, wakes me up. It tells me all the three ideas. I just have to tell my personal thoughts on it because LinkedIn posts have to be personalized, right? I should talk about my ideas, my thoughts, and everything around it. So I tell it, I explain it. Okay, if I have any thoughts on any of those topics, I tell those topics. It takes all that information and uses that information. And before it writes the LinkedIn post, it also has access to all the podcasts that I've done. I've done literally 20, 25 podcasts with some of the top podcasters in the world. It has transcripts to all those podcasts. So it goes through all the podcasts of mine to see if it can find any other nugget of information inside of those podcasts. pulls all this information together. So it does a research on the internet, it takes insights from me on a phone call, it does research on my podcast, puts all this information together, uses the skill to write it in exactly in my own style, and then shares those 3 LinkedIn posts inside of my LinkedIn with a pitch deck. So AI creates a pitch deck for me to convince me that these are the 3 good posts, and it explains me why by giving insights of what it is. That comes to my Slack. When I'm in the gym, I go through the report and I say the third one is good to go. It basically understands that I like the third one. It automatically posts inside of my LinkedIn. This is a process it goes through. It makes phone calls, it watches podcasts, it researches at a very different high level, sends it to me on my Slack through Hermes agent, and I respond to it, and the whole LinkedIn post is posted. This is what a level 5 agent looks like, right? It's too advanced at this point of time, but I'm going to show you glimpses of that today.
A
In
lot
fact,
of people on the chat are asking, how is AI calling you?
oh, okay, maybe I should show you guys that. How many of you guys want to see, what, AI doesn't just call me? AI calls all my team. Funny, who calls you?
Oh my God, your AI.
Even to Funny,
If
I
I have
don't call.
to
It's my AI who
publicly
calls him.
access it.
And if you guys, I think if we have the time towards the end, I would be happy to show you guys my AI executive assistant, which does calling, which does a lot of work for me actually today. All right. Do you guys would like to see it? I can't see your chat. Drop in a heart if you guys would like to see it. But if I do all these things funny, it will get extended by an hour.
Uh, I am absolutely loving the energy that people are showing on the chat. I
Okay.
think maybe we should show it.
All right, let's see. Depends on the time. But guys, look at this. AI has finished the task number 1, the task number 2 of scoring ideas. And right now, what AI should be doing at this point of time, look at this. It's running 3 parallel agents, guys. Agent A, analyze idea versus archive. It's literally running 3 parallel AI agents to do the analysis to find the winning topic. It's all doing all by itself. It's all doing all by itself. It's running 3 different AI agents. Once it finishes this, it picks the winning topic, then deep researches it and verifies the facts and deliver. This is
Incredible.
how a level 3 agent looks like. Okay. Just a level 3 agent. Funny, as it is doing this, because it's going to take like maybe like I believe it's going to take like 5 more minutes. Do you believe that we should teach them something else parallelly? I was thinking, how about we show them this is an agent that is built inside of Claude. Should we also teach them
Mhm.
how to build an agent and take it outside of the Claude and give it a face?
Yes. Oh my God, you're just like opening up everything today.
Should we do that, guys? Should we do that? In fact, I'll break the code today for all of you people. Okay. Uh, you guys, I don't know if Funny has already announced it or not, but you guys were supposed to get access to a very, very cool AI mentor. Funny, did you tell them about this yet?
I didn't.
Okay. All of you guys are going to get access to something called as an AI mentor. Now, what is this AI mentor? Let me quickly show you that. Okay. I understand that a lot of you guys will have a lot of questions. Funny, send me the transcripts. A lot of you guys will have a lot of questions. And we thought, how about we build a nice little, let's minimize this to the corner. This is how I work every single day anyways. And let's reduce this to the other corner so you can see both of them. Let's close this out. Okay. And we basically built something called as Outskill AI for you guys. This one, guys. I've put it on the corner so you can see it's making work. This is why we told you should join on a computer. It's your problem if you can't see it right now. Right? This is literally why I said, literally, I told Funny, if people are not joining from the computer, they can't see it. It's your
Yeah.
mistake right now. Right? But this is Outskill AI, guys. What is it? You guys are all going to get access to Outskill AI for free, where everything that you've learned in this program so far, right? If you have any doubts going forward, you can simply ask the question, and Outskill AI will give you the answer based on the session. Now, this is an AI agent that is built, which has been taken out and given a face to it. Now that we have time and Claude is taking its own good time, do you guys want me to teach you how we build this outscale AI, where if I ask a question, I'm able to get an answer? Drop a hell yeah in the chat if you guys want me to teach you how I build this AI agent. Yes? All right. As Claude is working hard, let me teach you this part. You guys can see this right on the screen on the corner. What you're seeing is how I work as well. I have a big window. I have multiple windows open, and this is how I work as well. Okay. So, how do we build these agents? Guys, there are two things that you need to learn on how to build these agents. One is that you have to build the backend of this tool. So that's AI powered. And second is that you have to build the front end of this tool, which is this UI. And how do you go about building this? Okay, we have some good news on this corner. So let's wrap this up before we go to the next part. Looks like, look at this. Looks like the whole process is done end to end. It got done faster than I thought, actually. Right? Look at this, everything is done. And here it comes, guys. The process executed end to end. These are all the ideas that it came up with, rated itself from a scale of 1 to 10, and then took idea and idea to a few of these ideas, ran it through three different AI employees. Look at this.
Oh.
And finally came up with the best one, which is the AI slop button, which is still a 6 out of 10. That's the best it could find. And once it found the idea, it ended up writing the final post right here. It did all the work to finally write the LinkedIn post as well. Isn't this insane? What all did it do? Well, it researched, scored, ran three agents, picked the winner, deep researched on it, verified facts, and delivered the LinkedIn post. This is great. But I told you it's going to be an AI employee which should repeat this process every single day at, let's say, 9 o'clock in the morning without you asking it to do this. How do you do that? Every day, 9 o'clock in the morning, it should do all this process and keep this LinkedIn post ready for you inside of Slack, inside of Claude. How do you do that? Do you guys want to know how to automate this right now so that every day it can do this work? Yes. Well, you know what? It's very simple. All I have to do is I have to say slash schedule, or I could simply say something like this. I can write a prompt. Hey, if you understood the whole process of what you want, what you're supposed to do to come up with a great LinkedIn post, now I want you to take it to the next level. What I want you to do is I want you to convert this into a scheduled task. I want you to run this exact task every single day at 9 o'clock in the morning and give me one final LinkedIn post that I should create or post inside of my LinkedIn post. So make this and convert this whole thing into a schedule for me right now. That's it, guys. That is it. I just have to ask it to convert that into a schedule, and that is what it is doing right now. Or I have clicked on this drop down and there's an option for schedule, but I'm too lazy to click buttons. So I just tell AI what needs to be done. So I just told AI that I wanted to convert into a schedule. It is creating something called as a trigger, which is every single day, 9 o'clock in the morning, it will remind itself, wait, my boss Webhub has given me a job to create a LinkedIn post, execute all these steps for me back to back, and basically keep the LinkedIn post ready. And if you have a phone and has Claude installed inside of this, it will send you a nice little push notification as well saying, my lord, the new LinkedIn post is ready for you to execute it. And look at that. Schedule task is now ready. It will run every day at 9 a.m. IST. It fires in a fresh chat each time. The full pipeline is baked into this, and the same privacy policies are currently in there as well. And you know what? It has basically created a schedule. And if I want to see the schedule on the sidebar, there is something called as scheduled. I can go there and I will be able to see all the schedules that I have. I have a bunch of schedules, including this one, which is the daily LinkedIn post engine that we just created. And look at this. The whole explanation is right here. Now, you don't need to know what this is because Claude created it all by itself. It basically created a task for itself and saved it. and we have the schedule running. At any point of time, if you don't want it, you can turn it off as well by clicking on this little button. Or if you want to delete it, you can delete it as well. So that is how you can literally automate anything you want to do. And very important question now, a lot of people might ask is, but Webhav, what if my computer is turned off? Will it still work? Yes. If your computer is turned off, it cannot work. Your computer needs to be on, right? And where is it?
LinkedIn
Look
post
at
finder.
this.
Yes.
Guys, it also saved the final post inside of my folder inside of my computer, right? Because it had access to my computer, it was able to save that post also inside of my computer if I want to. But yes, you need to keep your computer on for this. And actually, when you install Claude, right, it gives you an option. When you use Cowork for the first time, it basically asks you this question: do you want to keep the computer on all the time? I just say yes. And it will keep the computer on all the time. You just plug in your power. That's it. And even if you turn the lid of your laptop, it will always work. So you don't have to worry. Clear? Clear so far? Yes. Was this fun? Was this exciting? Drop a boom in the chat. I thought I have to jump into this, but
Vaibhav, one thing that I would like you to speak about as well. A lot of people are worried about tokens. How much is Vaibhav spending on this AI employee and all of that? Nothing comes for free. If an employee or an intern had to do it, we would have to pay that intern as well.
exactly. Exactly. On top of that, you know what? We are not going deep into it. I told you I don't use Claude Cowork for this. Claude is easy for you to set up, but the moment you go advanced, you go to level 5, right? We run, I run a lot of AI models on my computer. To write a LinkedIn post, I don't need a very smart AI model, right? So I have figured out, not figured out. In fact, I can quickly show you a glimpse of that as well. I use AI models that run on my computer, on my simple Mac, which has multiple AI models, each designed to do one task. One AI model, basically, it's a small model which can run on my computer without internet, which can basically do micro tasks. Like one can write LinkedIn posts, one can do research, one can do quant analysis. There are multiple AI models that are running on my computer to do specific tasks. As a result, I don't have to waste money in paying for AI. But you know what? You can't get there right away. That's level 5. I didn't even go into level 5 on how I do it. That's why I said it's going to take me 10-15 hours to just teach you. But as a starting point, don't worry about a lot of those things. You can get started by using Claude or something like that. Do your stuff and then get to into systems like that. Okay? That is what I will tell you at this point of time. So don't overcomplicate your life. Have that $20 a month to spend on ChatGPT or Claude so that you can get the best out of it at this point of time. Anyways, moving on, guys. You know what? Funny, maybe like towards the end, let me also show them how I use AI every single day. That will give them a. Guys, do you guys would like to see how I use every single day? How many of you guys would like to see that? How I use AI every single day? What are the systems that I use every single day to do stuff? Okay, I'm gonna show that to you towards the end. I'm sure a lot of you people will be can find it quite interesting and quite mind blowing as well. But we'll get to that now. I committed you guys something that is how did I build this app? Right? Should we get into this? We built an agent inside of Claude. How do we pull that agent outside of Claude and give it a beautiful UI like this? Well, for that example, let me show you how I built this Outskill AI mentor that all of you guys will have access to. Guys, for us to be able to build an AI mentor like this, you need two things: the backend, which is the AI engine, and the front end, which is this beautiful face of it. So we will use two different apps for that. So for the backend, what we're going to use is, because we cannot use Claude for this, we use the agent building platform. And one of the most popular agent building platform out there, and also one of the most powerful, is called as Lizer.ai. Okay, this is a agent building platform, right? Now, inside of agent, you can just quickly log in. It's very simple. So let me quickly log in inside of Lizer. All right, I've just logged in and this is how it looks like, guys. Don't be overwhelmed. It's very, very simple. I have to click on this agent button right here. Okay, and I land up on this user interface. What does it say? It basically asks me to enter a prompt which has role, goal, and instructions. That is all I have to enter. So I need to create a prompt for this Outskill AI mentor, which has role, goal, and instruction. So what do I do? Well, I could simply go to Claude or ChatGPT or anything for that matter, and I just explain it what is the app that I'm trying to build. So I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna use this voice again so that you guys get a hang. Hey, I want to build a AI agent called as Outskill AI Mentor. The job of this AI agent is basically to, come up, basically to answer questions of our learners. You see, thousands of people attended our mastermind and they have a lot of doubts. So I want to create an agent which can understand their question and give the answer based on what was covered in the mastermind. And for you to understand what was covered in the mastermind, I will basically attach the transcripts of the sessions. Basically, I have the transcripts of the sessions. I'm going to attach the transcripts of the session. So every time someone asks you a question, your job is to go through all the transcripts to find the answer. And once you find the answer, to respond back to the learner like the best teacher in the world in simplest way possible so that anybody can understand the language. And that is the prompt that I want you to create. I want you to act like an expert prompt engineer and to create this Outskill AI mentor prompt. And I want three different buckets inside of it. I want a role, I want goal, and I also want instructions to be separated out because the tool Lizer AI that I'm using needs these three. Okay, I have to just resume it. I want this in three different buckets, and that is role, goal, and instructions, because the tool that I'm using to build this agent has these three buckets inside of the prompt. So I want to break the prompt into role, goal, and instructions and give me the full prompt right now, like you're the best prompt engineer in the world. Guys, that's it. That's the explanation that I give because this is a very, very simple agent. Okay. And I've plugged right in. I've given the prompt. Now you might be wondering, what is this transcript thing, right? Let me quickly explain you what is this transcript. So I just asked Funny, can you send me the transcript, right? This, my friends, is the transcript. What is this? This was everything. This is slightly old, clearly. I can see the date of 25th July. So it's an old transcript is what I imagine because today's session is not over. So we don't have the transcript, right? It's an old transcript. So you don't expect it to give you new answers because you have attended a very updated session. But we're going to attach a transcript like this inside of this AI agent. So every time you guys ask a question, the AI will go and find the answer inside the transcript and explain you the answer like a very good teacher. That is the prompt that we asked it to write. And you know what? Here it comes. It has given us the role, goal, and instructions prompt. So all I have to do is simply copy the role. You remember Lizer AI? Which we came up with. How did we get here? We logged into Lizer, clicked on agent button, and we landed here. The role is this. I paste it because Claude gave me the role. Next comes goal. I simply copy it and paste the goal. And finally comes the instructions, which I simply copy this and paste the instructions as well. Now, this is very, very good. This is sorted. Now, I need to attach this transcript as well, right? So that it can refer to it. So where do I go? Well, there is something called as knowledge that you can see here. Every AI agent tool has the knowledge base where you can upload files. So I can click on this and click on create new. Because I'm too lazy right now, I'm going to use the old one at this point of time and click on the save button. Or you can upload the files. But anyways, I don't have the new transcript. So what is the whole point? The transcript is like bloody so many weeks old. So I don't want to use that. It's a waste of time. So I've used the transcript that I've already uploaded. If I don't have it, if you have to upload it, well, simply you have to click on this create new button and upload the PDF file. Because I'm using an old one, and that's it, guys. The prompt is ready. I simply have to click on create button. I've put the prompt, I've uploaded the knowledge base, and I simply click on the save button. And you know what? The agent right now is built. The agent is built. On top of that, I can select which AI model it is using as well if I want to. You can see this, all the models are here, but I'm going to leave it as is. No point of breaking my head. Now that this agent is built, I can play with it. How will I play with it? There is something called as playground right here. If I go to playground, I can quickly see if it is able to answer the questions or not. So funny. I don't know what was taught right now, but can you ask me some questions based on what was covered back in the day and also now? Because I know we update like 50% of the content every single week.
Yes, yes. I think yes, a tool, name of a tool that can help us grow our network.
That can help us grow our network. Let's see if it is working. I just gave the question, guys. We are testing the tool right now. We are
Yeah.
not deploying the agent. There is no UI right here, right? And here it comes. And look at this. It's giving me some gibberish answer. This is definitely not correct, right? This is definitely not correct. Why is that happening? Well, maybe because the AI model that I'm using is not great. So maybe I should change it to a good model. Let's change it to 5.6 Luna this time and ask the same question. Okay. Uh, can you tell me the name of the tool that is used for, what did you say? Find interesting people in my network. Okay. Let us see if it has worked this time. Look at this. It is going through all the document and whatnot. And it says, oh, because it has pulled in LinkedIn. Did we talk about LinkedIn then?
Yes, we did. We did.
And it found it and also found an example of a razor pay role. I think this is based on the transcript that we have attached. I'm
Yes,
assuming.
yes,
All right.
yes.
Okay. We can also ask a question. Let's ask a simpler question right now saying, could you list down all the tools that were covered during the session? Let us see. Guys, this is an old session and also is a different transcript that I've attached of a different session. And here it comes. You can see it talks about, oh, the session did not cover any tools because it is not the correct transcript. I have uploaded an old transcript, like I said, and basis of that session, it has not covered any tools. And
But
that is what it basically says.
I still really like the way it pulled out that nugget of information that it's not about tools, it's about the process that we have been saying since the last many years as well to people.
Yeah. It's very cool. And you can see that, guys, based on what I attached the transcript of something called as AI bootcamp that we do of a specific session that I had, not of this session. And based on that transcript, none of the tools were covered. It spoke about workflow, and AI was able to give me that answer. So this is the back end of the tool built. Now that this is built, I have to make it beautiful. What do I mean by that? I told you that this is how the tool is going to look like. And how do we make this happen? How do we give this a beautiful face? Well, for that, I have to vibe code a UI. How do I vibe code a UI? Well, I could go to a platform like Google AI Studio, which is completely free platform by Google. I can simply go to Google AI Studio, and in this, I can build any ideas with Gemini, which is Google Gemini. So I can literally write a prompt saying that I want you to build an incredibly beautiful Outskill AI mentor app. The idea of this app is it will work similar to that of a chat GPT, where I can ask a question, it can give me an answer back with a beautiful UI chat interface. Now, you might be wondering, how will this app work? I want you to integrate this app with the Lizer AI Agent Studios backend. And I will give you the integration code. Use that integration code to be able to build this app for me. So the front end is designed by you and the back end is powered by Lizer AI Agent. That's what I say. Now you'll be like, what the hell do you mean by backend code, Webhub? Well, don't worry about it. You remember build playground? There's also something called as deploy. If I go to deploy, I don't have to break my head. There is something called as agent API right here or agent JSON right here. I can just go to agent API, which is right here. I just copy this code. That's it. Or click on this copy button. That's it. All I did was we were in build before, guys. I just went to deploy button right here. There was some code written. I don't know what it means. I just copied the code by clicking on this button. Come back to Google AI Studio and I say, here is the integration code. That's it. And I pasted the code and click on the hit send button. That's it, guys. That's all I have to do. We built the agent inside of Lizer. I took that code from deploy and gave it to Google AI Studio. And I said, can you build a beautiful UI for me? And you know what? Google AI Studio will take that backend, the agent that we have built, build a beautiful UI on the top so that you guys can ask any questions and can answer. And that is what Google AI Studio does. It builds the user interface for you. So that is how, and look at this, it has given me some styles that I can pick from. You see these styles that I can pick from? I like the artistic flair. I'll select this design. I could have also said I want it in black, neon green. I want it in the Outskill branding. It could have done the research on the internet about how Outskill branding is and could have come up with answers as well. But you know what? That is all I have to do. The AI will start doing its work like it is doing right now. And it will come back with a full blown UI for this as well. Now, I wanted to tell you one more thing. As we are cooking this up, it can do a lot more things, right? I could convert this whole thing. You remember the AI agent that we built inside of Claude? I can also build an agent like this inside of Lizer and give it a face. Because if you come here, it also has something called as tools. It also has something called as skills. It also has something called as automation. Now, we are not going deep into all of this, but I can literally build a very advanced agent using Lizer as well. But if I go deep into agent building, that in itself will take you 15 hours to learn, which we don't have time today. So I'm introducing you the platform. I'm showing you the most basic thing that you can build so that you can go ahead and play with it. But it is very, very powerful. With that being said, funny, this is going to take about 10 minutes to build. So you wanted to show something as well, right? Do you want to show that right now or tomorrow?
I could show it right now if
So
people
guys,
want to learn
Funny
how to do
has
it just
something
like.
to show all of you people. He has found a very interesting way to build kick-ass presentations. How many of you guys want to learn how to do that? Kick-ass presentations, which are incredibly beautiful, and they are basically a workflow. So Funny, I will let you take over for the next, you have 5 minutes, okay?
Yes.
Because Google AI Studio is building the app. You have 5 minutes. So you can go ahead and basically show them how to build a killer presentation like the one that you showed me a few days back.
Yes, I'm just pulling up the previous research that I had done so that I can take the same example right now. But let me quickly share my screen and get this started.
Let's do
I will
it.
do it.
Guys, we don't waste time at all. As AI is working, we have more teaching for all of you people. Yes, OG Funny is back. Go ahead.
All right, folks. I'm just sharing my screen in just a quick second. And there you go. I have gotten it right here. So, folks, give me a quick second. There you go.
Funny, I'll let you do this. I'm going to take a little 5 minute break as you're doing this so that I
Sure.
get a nice little break and I'll come back once you're done. But I can hear you. You have 5 minutes. Wrap it up.
All right. So, folks, I'm quickly sharing my screen and making this bigger. Perfect. So I'm again, once again, inside of Claude itself. And the reason why we have come into Claude right now is so that we could use the design option inside of Claude. So if you have a paid account of Claude, you can use the designer inside of it. All that you need to do is once you're in the web version of Claude, and this is also available in the application of Claude that Vaibhav had shown before, you go into the side panel and you should be able to find something called as design. Now, once you click on it, you will enter this entire environment where you will be able to go ahead and see multiple different options. You can use this design space to create mobile app designs, designs for your slides, document designs, wireframes, animations, UI mockups, videos, 3D objects, research papers, HTML emails. All of these things are something that you can go ahead and do with Claude Design. And why this becomes very different from all of the other design tools that are available is that people have always had this problem of not getting their brand design guidelines right with all of these tools. But that is what Claude has gone ahead and changed with their launch of Claude Design. Now, here, once you are inside of Claude Design, what you really need to first do is to create something called as a design system. If you are a designer, or if there is any, if any one of you is a designer, you would really know what a design system is, right? Or you can go to your team and ask them what a design system is. Your company would already have a design system. It's nothing but the kind of colors, the font, the typography, the visuals, the style, all of that, a document of all of that that your brand essentially follows is what a design system is. Inside of Claude, you could go ahead and create your own design system by just going ahead and clicking right here, right? You could clear the entire selection and you could click on this plus icon right here. You see this plus icon? You click on that, and once you click on that, you will have two options right here. One is you can either create it here, or you could create it inside of Claude Code as well. We are not going to be looking at Claude Code right now. That's the next step. There is a slight learning curve that you will have to take, but if you click on create here, it will give you all of these options, right? You can go ahead and mention your company name and a description of what your company does. And then wherever your design guidelines are present, if you don't have a design guidelines yet, you could go ahead and make a full document of the design guidelines that you would like to follow. And then you could go ahead and link it up right here in these options. If it is present on Figma, you can download that Figma file and give it to Claude, or you could manually add all the fonts, the logos, and all of the assets. These are all logo files, etc., that you go ahead and put in. And once you put in all of this, you will be able to go ahead and create the design system. Now, when you're creating the design system, it could take about 15 to 20 minutes, because it really goes into all of your design files and then creates the design system. But once you have it, you will be able to go ahead and I've already created multiple things with the design system right here. So we have the outskill design system, and then you could go ahead and give it a prompt. When you go ahead and give it a prompt, it will actually use this particular design system itself to go ahead and generate whatever it is that you're asking it to generate. That could be a mobile app design, that could be a slide. For now, let's go ahead and pick slides. I've selected the outskill design system and I have selected slides right here. And this is the space where I can go ahead and give it any task or all the information that I need to, right? So for the sake of this example, what I'll quickly do is, I was, a few days back working on a project that I had to submit to WebHub, which was basically a deep research that I was doing, right? And this deep research, I did that on multiple platforms and summarized everything inside of ChatGPT. It was basically to launch Outskill and such programs in the LATAM region. So if I simply go ahead and search for the same, right? If I simply search for the same, there you go. I had done quite a lot of research around what the LATAM market looks like. How can Outskill get into the LATAM market? What are some things that we should keep in mind and everything else? And it gave me this complete research. All that I could quickly do is I could quickly ask it to convert all of this into content for slides. So I can go ahead and give it a prompt like this. Hey, I want to go ahead and convert all of this executive summary of how Outskill can launch itself into the LATAM region into slides. I want it to be in the format of how McKinsey slides are designed. This is for me to go ahead and share to my founder. When my founder goes through this entire presentation, they should be able to understand what are some things, actionable points that we should be taking to prepare ourselves for the LATAM launch. What are the competitors that we should be aware of? What is the market size and everything? He really likes to see graphs. So put in graphs and data points. So put in all of the data points into the content of the slides and give me the content of all of the slides. So I give a simple prompt like this after having done my research, and then I hit enter. Now, what ChatGPT or Claude or any of the other LLMs could also do is they will go ahead and convert all of this into slide content for you. There you go. It is giving me the proposed deck structure. It says slide 1, Outskill LATAM expansion strategy. How Outskill can become one of Latin America's leading generative AI education companies, executive summary. It has all of the recommendations. What are the 5 key takeaways that my founder should be focusing on, which is WebHub? Why LATAM? Why now? What is the market opportunity? And all of that content it has gone ahead and given me right here. So we converted the research into content for our slides. We have our designer waiting right here. I'm going to copy all of this, come back to my designer, and I'm simply going to go ahead and paste all of this into this box. Give me a second. Oh, there you go. I've already pasted it. When you have a lot of text that you're going ahead and pasting, it often gets pasted like this. And you can see 689 lines of text is what I have gone ahead and given it. And then I give it a simple prompt, something like this. I'm trying to build a presentation that my founder could go through, and this is about expanding outskill to the LATAM regions. My entire slides content has been pasted right here. Please go ahead and design this in our own outskill design style. And there you go. I can choose any model for this particular task and I hit enter. Once I hit enter, you will come into this kind of an environment. And here it says my personal Claude account has run out of credits. But what I'll quickly do is I'll show you all an example of what I had created before. How many of you would want to see the presentation? I had already done this, so I'll pull that up so that all of you get a sense of what the design would look like. Give me a second. I'm pulling that up. And there you go. This is what I was finally able to show to WebHub.
Guys,
Loading
a lot
up.
of you people might be looking at that, hey, credits went out, and must be thinking, why are these guys not spending enough money on AI? Our last month AI bill in our company was $85,000. I'm not even
Yeah.
kidding. 85,000 freaking dollars was our AI bill last month. Okay. No matter how much AI we throw at these guys, it's never enough. Funny, actually, you know
Yeah.
what? You should
No,
actually show them how you use AI tomorrow. I will
oh my
show today
God.
how I use AI. Tomorrow, you should show how you use AI. In
I
fact,
was
because
building like 4 different applications right now. So I think I burned out all the credits.
people must be like, oh my God, these guys are teaching AI and the credits are not left. Guys, these guys are monsters. My team is a bunch of monsters who consume all the AI credits that I throw at them. Right now, we are waiting to set up our own GPU stack because I'm like, I'm done spending hundreds of thousands. In fact, 3 months back, the bill hit all-time high of 145K. 145 bloody $1,000 in a single month. Anyway, sorry, I'm
But
ranting,
Vaibhav,
but
but
pain.
Vaibhav, I would like to, defend myself here. If I'm able to give you this kind of research and if I'm able to give you this kind of design, I don't
Well, that's
think
true.
you should. Yeah.
Well, that's true because all our we don't really have a designer today to design any of this anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true. Go on. Sorry, funny.
So yeah, you can all see how this entire slide got designed with consistency, and all of the text that we are using in this entire mastermind are also generated with AI itself. And you can literally see what kind of design it went ahead and pulled out right here. It's all from our own design system that I had gone ahead and fed into this. So this is something that everybody can go ahead and use. I hope this was helpful for all of you. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. And folks, why don't we drop a thank you to Funny? He just taught you Claude design, which is so bloody cool. I have to tell you this. There's so many things that are done, and a lot of people are asking, how can you spend $150,000 when you have 300 employees? You can. When you have 300 employees to use AI. And you know what? The problem I'll tell you running the company that I do, everybody's like, Webber, what the hell? We teach AI, we do AI consulting, we do AI services, we have 4 bloody AI apps. And how can you have a limit on AI spend? I'm like, fair enough. Go ahead and do it. It's very fair. But yeah, so when you have 300 AI employees who are all monsters when it comes to AI, then you basically do. Any which ways, guys. Parallelly, when we are speaking about that, right? When Funny was doing this, here comes the whole tool that was built out for us. Look at that, how beautiful this is. We have a beautiful UI built out. I can make it full screen as well. This is what the Google AI Studio built for us When I gave it the Lizer AI backend and I asked a question, this is what it built. I can make it full screen. I can quickly publish it and share it with you guys as well, which is quite cool. And I can ask any question. For example, I can go to new conversation. I can say, what is prompting? Of course. You don't ask these questions. I would be very disappointed at you if you're asking my AI mentor questions like, what is prompting? But you get the idea. I'm just asking a question just for you to understand what is possible. And here it comes. The whole answer is right. Prompting means giving clear instructions to an AI tool about what you want it to do. It goes to the whole thing and gives you an example as well. And it talks about where all it was covered in prompting lessons. It was covered in the session as well. So this is not the perfect tool because it doesn't have the right prompt, the transcript. But once you have the right transcript, it should be able to do a lot of things much better as well. Right. And I also saw a lot of interesting questions that came in during this, where somebody is like, hey, why can't we use a Google Vertex? Why can't we use Amazon Bedrock? Why can't we use an NA10 to do this? Why can't you use, a cursor to build this UI? Well, you know what? You can do everything. But our job here is to teach you because you guys are a mix of people, right? Few are beginners, few are intermediate, few are advanced. The way I prefer teaching is for all of, or of course, why not Claude Code? The reason why I do this is because everybody can understand how to get started. Everybody can use the simplest possible tool to build all of this. I taught you the simplest AI agent tool. I taught you the simplest AI employee tool. I taught you the simplest vibe coding tool. And the reason I do that is because I want everyone to understand that it is possible and you can do it. It's a starting point, and I know everybody will go into advanced and deeper tools, but you have to learn the characters to learn how to write words, and then you have to learn how to write words to learn how to write sentences. Then you have to learn how to write sentences to how to write paragraphs, and that is when you write essays, and that is when you write books. You go one step at a time, and that is what we are trying to do, guys. Yes, with that being said, what we're going to do right now is a lot of people I know have been requesting for a break. So I'm going to give you guys a 5 minute break. Enjoy some AI music. Meanwhile, we're going to take a 5 minute break. And once we come back, once we come back, what I'm going to do is because we have the time and if you guys have the energy, would you guys like to see how I use AI? Would you guys like to see the kind of tools that I use to do my work? The kind of workflows that I use? How I run AI models on my computer? How I get multiple AIs to talk to each other, to take decisions for me? Yeah, sure. How do I get my AI to make phone calls? In fact, we'll get my AI to call funny live on the call. What do you think about that? Right? Let's do all of that. You ask me the question, I'll show you how I use my AI so that you'll have a good time. You have a 5 minute break, take the 5 minute break, come back. We have probably like 90 more minutes of a lot of things, a lot of context to come in. And I'm sure you guys will learn a lot in that process as well. So, folks, take the 5 minute break. Funny, let's turn on the DJ. DJ, let's turn on the music for 5 minutes. And once we come back, we will resume. Guys, somebody's like, don't stop. We'll be back, guys. 5 minutes. Go pee and come back, please. I know all of you guys are excited. All right, fine.
Brains buzzing, notes on fire. So much vision, hands get tired.